Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you Game 7, yes, the ace match in this best of 7 series between Mouse and EG. Here we have Mouse Straylock spawning as the sky blue or light blue Terran player, and across the map we have EG Idra spawning as the green Zerg. Now someone once told me that I pronounced Idra wrong, and I should listen to Tastosis, Tasteless and Artosis on the correct pronunciation. It turns out there was a video posted up by Idra with DJ Wheat, and Idra actually pronounces his name as Idra. So yes, I am pronouncing his name incorrectly. Someone actually told me how to incorrectly pronounce his name, and that just led to more confusion. Anyways, back to the game. We now see Mouse Straylock opening up with a low ground supply depot. It should be followed up with a barracks right here, and this will allow for Straylock to be able to build whatever he wants inside his base. This is very annoying when you're fighting up against this as a Zerg player, because you don't know what your opponent's trying to do or what your opponent's trying to go for. You have no way to get any drones in. If you try to Baneling run, there could be additional supply depots on the top side of this ramp, and then you're so behind in minerals and so behind in army count, sacrificing Banelings for that army or for those supply depots. There's that much you can really do. Idra now moving out with this one Overlord here, and interestingly enough, getting another barracks over here. So Straylock now opting to go for a 13 racks as well, or double 13 racks, and forego his refinery. So he will be doing a Marine SCV rush here on Metalopolis. So this is going to become very, very interesting. We should probably see Idra try to come in and try to see if there's going to be a tech lab on here. Without a tech lab, Idra has to assume that his opponent may be either going for Banshees and trying to go hardcore tech, or going for that mass Marine. We do see that Idra now trying to squeeze in here, will not be able to you can block your front ramp with a 2 and a 3x3 building now. So that is one of the reasons why this actually does work. Back over here, we now see an Overlord now in the air, and we do see that the extractor is no longer having any gas mine. Spawning pool is currently already up and now getting that metabolic boost as well. And now in comes a bunker now in the middle of the map here, and now really Straylock is going to be able to deal a lot of damage. One Marine already sitting here, and he's just going to start trying to bunker hop. However, Zerglings are already on the move, and now in comes some Marines as well. That Marine, however, going to get picked off a little bit there. SCV's now trying to come in. That Marine going to get clawed in the back. Down it goes, but now 2 more Marines continue to join the fight. This one bunker is low on hit points, going to get canceled. But now we have 3 Marines and 2 SCVs. One SCV also wants to join in on that fray there. We should probably get some repairing going on in just a moment, as Straylock is currently supply locked, unable to train anything there. And now you see that he had lifted and lowered his barracks into this location, so he would be able to rally them much more easily. SCV is now coming in, soaking up much of that damage, as those Marines are able to get off a lot of damage as well. Those SCVs need to start repairing each other in order to become better walls. Zerglings now on the back. They need to try to do something, as we now have 2 SCVs and now a lot of Marines here. SCVs, are they going to repair each other? No, it does not look like it, as one bunker is currently being laid down. More Marines now being gathered as well. The metabolic boost has been completed, and so it's very nice that Straylock is trying to hug onto the corner here, making it so that those Marines are not going to get surrounded. But drones now coming off the mineral line as well. SCVs all taken down, and Idra just completely tearing apart that whole entire attacking force. This one bunker will get taken out, and now army-wise, both sides are about even inside an army strength, 100 versus 225. But if you take a look at the harvester count and the drone count, 17 drones compared to 16. There is 1 mule in play, and now you finally see Straylock opting to go for gas. So there are 3 harvesters in each of these refineries, so that will severely delay the amount of minerals that Straylock is going to be able to mine. He's only mining 400 minerals a minute at this stage, but he is mining 200 gas. Marines now on the low ground. Baneling Nest is now being brought into play, so that Baneling Nest will allow for that front door to be broken in relatively easily. But we do see Marines now up on that high ground. Zerglings perhaps are going to start pecking away at the barracks instead, and now Idra should be able to start microing the lower hit point Zerglings away and still getting damage. SCVs are now trying to come in, trying to repair. One Zergling was taken down, but that is it, and those SCVs are going to be expending more minerals just trying to repair this one barrack. So a really, really nice play. A lot of micro coming in from Idra in this battle so far. We do see a Overlord here watching the back. There are some supply depots as well, making sure that there is not going to be any Nidus networks, as we are now going into double Banshees. 2 starports now currently being built down, so that is the reason why I think it is going to be double Banshees. Banelings now being hatched out as well. The Banelings perhaps going to be morphing over here. Where are those Banelings? Banelings are now over here. Is enough damage going to be dealt? That is going to be the key and critical question. A lot of Zerglings and Banelings now trying to run in here and getting a lot of damage onto those Marines, and now Zerglings simply swarming around the target will be able to take down this barracks. SCVs now pulling off the mineral line. We do see Tech Labs now being thrown down here, and those Zerglings are not going to be able to deal any damage. So this is the benefit of that front door that I did talk about earlier, allowing for a Baneling bust to happen, but still you are safe behind a very, very effective wall. And now with Banshees in the air, I believe Idra needs to transition into something else. Perhaps try to go for more Queens as well. Are we at tier 2? No, we are not at tier 2. I do not believe that we are going to be getting any cloak, though. The Banelings trying to just run into there, not really working out. Let me rewind that. I think there was a one unit that got held up right in that position, and that one Marine able to just, that one Hellion there blocking the ramp, and those Banelings couldn't really blow down the front door. That's really what they wanted to do. They wanted to blow down the front door and then allow Zerglings to run by, but that did not work at all. We now see that the Zerglings are retreating home. Production-wise, another queen is being trained, so we are going to have 3 queens between 2 hatcheries, and that should be able to fend off against some of those Banshees if there are some critical transfusions. Transfusions are going to be absolutely important in this battle. Idra, however, not knowing about those Banshees, opting to go for creep tumors instead. We do also see some spore crawlers currently being built. So there was the evolution chamber, and now with spore crawlers being placed across the map, yeah, those spore crawlers are going to be very effective against those Banshees. Currently, we do see 2 Banshees in the air. 2 more Banshees will be trained. I do not believe cloak has been researched. It hasn't even been started yet. As you can see, no cloaking field, and now an armory being brought into place. So we may see a swap and then a transition into Thors, and that would make the most amount of sense at this point, as a Thor would be very, very strong against those queens. Another spine crawler now being built on that front door as well. Are we getting any swaps? No. Another Banshee still being trained up. I'm currently supply locked. Straylock needs to call down an orbital supply drop in order to free himself, trying to get some additional supply depots as well. But that is a lot of Banshees to deal with. 4 Banshees are able to deal, 24 times 4? 96 damage in 1 round of attack. So they are able to 2-shot queens. So if a queen is not absolutely on top of its micro, those Banshees are just going to be able to come in, 2-shot the queen, turn around, and 1-shot, 2-shot, there you go. Oh, queen now taken down. Now going after another queen, 1-shot, 2-shot that. Oh, queen now barely pulled away there, and now will be able to run away. Now we see more queens trying to come in. The spore crawlers are critically positioned across the map in key locations. Another queen now trying to come in. This queen will get taken down. This one queen now trying to pull back. We do see a Spire now trying to come into play, but those 4 Banshees are just racking up those kills. That's a lot of damage to be had. This one spine crawler is going to get cleaned up very, very easily there. And now with only 1 spore crawler, not enough spore crawlers, and not enough no Hydralisk in sight in order to try to fend off this attack. A fresh Banshee now trying to come in, trying to get some damage. In comes one queen. The queen should be able to get enough acid spines into that Banshee to force him away, and it is returning home. SCVs, however, are ready to start that repairing. A little bit of a miss landing on that tech lab. We now should be seeing Thors trained up. And yeah, there it is. There are some Thors. A lot of SCVs trying to repair all of those Banshees. I don't know how the physics of that work. There's so much distance between the Banshee and the SCV, but in the world of StarCraft, it somehow works. Banshees, Marines, Hellions, and SCVs are on the move, quickly cleaning that up. Now you see a large creep highway And now Mouse is just in a very, very strong position at this stage. With Scanner Sweeping now cleaning up many of these creep tumors, making sure that those Zerglings are not going to be able to be nearly as fast on that creep. In come that Spinecrawler. Zergling's now trying to come in. Banelings also running in as well. The Banelings, however, getting a lot of splash damage, cleaning up many of those Marines. And now in come a lot of Queens. The Queens need to get more transfusions. But we do see 8 Mutalisks currently coming online. A transfusion should be coming in. Yeah, there we go. Now trying to get down that Spire. That Spire is currently at 360 hit points. More transfusions. And now out come those Mutalisks. The Mutalisks are now giving chase. And now all of those Banshees are going to have their days numbered. No, Idra is not chasing with those Mutalisks. Those Mutalisks should have been able to just chase down many of those Banshees and then depleted the numbers much, much more quickly there. We do see Zerglings now trying to come around, trying to surround that one Thor. The Thor has been taken down before the Thor could even get any action on top of these Mutalisks. And what a change in the game. But all the Banshees have been taken down, and Straylock says GG. Oh my gosh. I am completely shocked and amazed at the turn of events in this game. I had thought that Straylock had just played a beautiful game, being on top of his army, being like everywhere, putting in a lot of aggression, using those Banshees, killing Queens, cleaning up Queens, and just really, really making Idra suffer. But Idra, because he had this expansion down over here, he had a stronger economy going for a much larger time. I need to check my replay to make sure that I didn't miss too much. Did I miss Zerglings trying to run into the base while they were fighting here? So you can see what Banshees now cleaning up many of those, or sorry, SCVs repairing those Banshees here, and now in comes this fight here. And that was just an absolutely critical fight. The Zerglings, after cleaning up those Marines, were going to start running into this location. There are a couple Marines here, so the Zerglings would be able to run up that ramp. The Banshees take down this one Spire, and then the Mutalisks, for some reason, don't really give chase. And I totally thought that the Mutalisks should have just given chase. I thought that Straylock would have been able to keep all of his Banshees, but instead the Zerglings swarming down over here were able to catch a Thor out of position. The Thor was really there to counter the Mutalisks, and then as those Mutalisks were able to finish off these Banshees, the game completely changed. And that was the end of it. So many SCVs were lost, and Straylock has to say GG. So Straylock, even though he was the aggressor in 95% of this game, lost to just the superb micro, the superb control, and the stronger economy of Idra. And Evil Geniuses takes Game 7 and wins 4-3 in the Machinima Realm Invitational in the preliminary match. So I believe right now, based upon everything that I've seen, Prime has won 1. No, Team Liquid has won 1. EG has won 1, and also Mouse has won 1. So this is pretty interesting. No clear-cut winner anytime soon. It will come down to the wire. A lot of games should be played this weekend, or at least cast this weekend. I'm getting a large flood of replays, and I hope you guys love this game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this game here on Metalopolis between Evil Geniuses, Idra, and Mouse Sports' Straylock. Thanks for watching.